I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'll let you get some rest, then.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Don't waste your time with me.
Wait a minute, did they close the door? Yes, perfect. I just need to... How do I get over there? There we go.
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
I promise you, you'll not find my unconscious body.
For God's sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'll stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us.
Oh my god. That's a bit depressing. He intended to take his own life.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Your son wished to die, Beatrice. Why did you hide such crucial information?
Are you not aware suicide is a crime? Mortimer could be thrown in jail. I can't let that happen. I won't.
I understand you fear the legal consequences, Mrs. Goswick. But don't you realize your silence significantly affects your son's case?
All my son needs is help and comprehension. Not judgment and punishment for what he may or may not have done.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Admit it, Mortimer. Your mother had you hospitalized here because you tried to kill yourself.
Yes, it's true.
All right, then. This is the first time we've really shared information about your case. Shall we call this progress?
Call it what you want, Dr. Reed.
You can trust me. I won't report you to the authorities. My one and only concern is your health.
I guess I should thank you, then.
Can I help you in any way, Mr. Goswick?
I wrote a letter for my mother. She was supposed to read it after my death. But I suppose she doesn't have to read it now.
I see. And is this letter still near the place where you tried to take your own life?
Yes. And I don't want anyone reading my last words. I mean, I'm still here. If you bring me back that letter, then perhaps we'll talk.
Alright. Mortimer, guys. Okay.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Daily route.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea. But my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
It may seem strange, but your words have brought me some comfort.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Do you need something, Jonathan?
Will...
Do you need something, Jonathan?
I have just a few questions.
Then ask away. I'm at your service, Doctor.
You mentioned something about a secret society. A brotherhood, if I recall. Could you elaborate?
Certainly. I've been a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole for several years. We are pledged to monitor and report vampire activity in England as impartial scientific observers.
That explains your nightly wanderings about the docks and the questions you ask.
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet unseen that set those chain of events in motion.
Yet you don't fear me. And still, you know the monster that lurks beneath the civilized surface.
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries. We believe you are as supernatural as a lion is to a gazelle.
Since you seem quite the expert on vampires, what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know. Forget the myths, the hackneyed scrawlings in the Penny Dreadfuls. They do not scratch the surface of the truth you now find yourself in.
The sun. The morning following my transformation. Its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and damaged, but it will not destroy you.
Must I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
Since I'm the one working for you, what should I know about Pembroke Hospital?
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on. We support the community here, as well as provide health.
Alright.
Where do we
Why are you
stand
still
today?
looking over?
Oh, to be
Sorry.
honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis. The first wave of the Spanish flu last summer took us by surprise. We lack many of the basic necessities needed.
What do you expect of me?
What we need is hope. You were a soldier. This is a war. This white coat's still a uniform. We fight to help the poor, the sick of the East End, the forgotten.
The man we pursued and slew in the canning factory, William Bishop, I believe, was he a vampire?
He was a Skald, technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification. Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others something else.
How do Skulls come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a Skull?
A Skull is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires... Now, vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
We'll see each other again soon, Edgar.
Did Octavia's mom piss him off again?
Yeah, so.
He has blow off some steam.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could.
Tell me about it. You still here, Aziz?
The flu took my dear wife, Emily.
What?
I take
Okay, you're
comfort
here.
knowing
Okay.
we'll soon be
What?
together again.
Mr. Vampyr,
Nothing.
no way to
I'm just
talk.
making sure you're alive.
And we'll be up again soon enough.
Okay.
Now do me a kindness. I'll be back round later.
Your words are
I'm
kind.
gonna go in 5
Blessings
minutes,
of an
unfortunately,
angel.
but
You're the sweet
probably go on my phone to talk. I'll just go on the computer.
Good evening,
until
Dr. Reed.
I'm done with this.
It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me
You know
up
what,
to
I could
speed
join it
concerning
now.
your recent
Before my brother gets
appointment
up.
to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a vamp... The lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Sahara.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this
That's
time.
someone's name, yeah.
My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember
He's
you well,
Japanese.
in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Pardon my boldness, your ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
And with that said, we shall end the stream.
Yo, can I like upload a video to the USB? I plug it in the station.
I think you can.
I don't know.
I'm not so sure. I'm on the computer. I could check in a few. I mean, as for the USB transfer and all that, I know you could definitely do that for music. I mean, that's what I did when I did my montage. But in terms of video support, I'm not so sure.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Oh yeah, I guess I can.
Alright. There you go.
USB.
And drain your stamina field to the shadows and become invisible to most enemies. Moving this area. Oh, Lord, Lord, Lord.
Why the fuck it takes so long? What the fuck?
What's it wrong?
I copied like 2 videos, each video like 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a minute. It takes fucking 50 minutes to
What the fuck?
copy that shit.
That makes no sense. It can be also.
Of course I want to cancel, fuck this.
But this.
Let me try again. Okay, let me upload one at a time. Okay, it says 4 minutes.
Alright.
That's good.
And we shall. Dracula. Alright.
It's only 46 megabytes. Why the fuck it takes so long? Yo.
How's your connection speed though? Maybe that's.
It's so fucking fast, but I don't know.
Okay, then I don't know what's the issue then. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever like I downloaded like 50 gigabytes a game, it takes like maximum like half an hour.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what's
So
the
I don't know why
issue.
the
Good
fuck
evening.
this shit takes so long.
Good evening.
Only 46 megabytes.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in this hospital?
I mean, to be honest, when it comes to Share Factory, I mean, they have to fix the, you know, the speed when it comes to that because I've been doing videos just like you. I mean, I even cut some of my own content at times just to make it, you know, popping and everything. But the thing is that it lasts within 5 or 10 minutes, but I don't want to wait an hour.
Yeah, I mean, all my videos I did it in Share Factory.
Yeah.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
I don't know.
A reliable.
I guess this one is because of I'm copying it to the USB.
Okay.
This is the first time I do it, so I don't know. Maybe.
Understand.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I want to upload it in YouTube, but in the shorts, you know, like
yes.
the new shit over there.
I understand.
This is why I stopped fucking uploading videos, man. It takes forever.
I hear you. I agree.
And whenever I stream, people say, "Oh, play Uncharted."
Every time play Uncharted?
Yeah.
The fuck? Like, how much you play Uncharted, dude? Like, can I live my life?
He said, "Come back to Uncharted and show the new guys who the legs." I was like, "Nah, man, I'm done."
I'm retired.
Yeah, fuck.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone, man. Let me die in peace.
Let me die. We're gonna come to your funeral and then we're gonna have like 100 copies of Uncharted waiting in your coffin.
Yeah, fucking. They're gonna be like, "Oh shit, this is legacy."
We're gonna give you a DualShock controller, PS5 controller.
You're gonna go to my house and then look if there's mouse and keyboard or what.
Mouse and keyboard.
Look for that shit, man.
And a bunch of wires, like, oh, you was lag switching this whole time. I'm like, stop. This is why they call you legend. Okay, got it.
Okay, let me start this.
Increase damage dealt by 10% or increase the reloading time. I'm worried about the reload time. Alright, a lot of progress made. Therefore, talk to Harriet in the hospital. Alright, let's go to her and then we'll cut it from there. Harriet, where are you, you grumpy wench?
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect. What? What? What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
If you continue shouting, I'll have you restrained and gagged. Understood?
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here?
Yo.
You picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Shit is
Better
funny.
than any
He was a
patient
savage
nurse or
killer.
doctor.
Let him laugh, Kirsty. What the fuck? Let him enjoy his life.
I heard about some despicable goings on.
Man, shut up, bitch.
Shut up.
A case of
He called her a bitch? Yeah, I'm done.
Wait.
I don't mind. I don't mind.
Investigating
Guilty.
This isn't a social.
Oh, man.
Competent cunt slit a poor sod's vein.
You like gossip?
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's
give me
it.
1 second.
Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off they are.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane,
Who
Hawkins,
did you join
Brannigans.
with your
Oh, so horrible.
No, not yet.
They can't keep their legs shut. Oh,
About to leave,
scratching, slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you
Are
have
you
irrefutable
leaving?
proof...
No, I'm staying
I'll
on
not
my
have the
phone,
staff
but I'm just saying
behave
turn the
in such a
console
manner
off
here.
until then, when my
This
brother
is
gets
your
up.
business, Doctor.
He has to
Not
go
mine.
somewhere soon anyway.
But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
Fine, Nurse Pippins.
Miss Jones, greetings. How do we feel?
Again? Waking a poor old woman in her sleep? There isn't a poor life needs saving somewhere?
Now, I need to ask you a few simple questions.
Well, if you really must.
Hello.
Have you noticed any suspicious comings or goings?
You're not
It
back.
would be a
Got it.
great deal easier to make a list of things unsuspicious in this house of charlatans.
Yo, watch your tone,
Come now, Miss
woman.
Jones. Surely it's not that bad.
Have you no eyes?
You watch your
This
tongue.
hospital accepts
You
all
talking to me look
manner of
rude
souls,
like that? What?
regardless of origin. The proper sick cannot heal. We're kept sickened by the
These
refugee.
elderly women think they could have a pass. Like, nah.
Everyone here is very capable. I have not seen any instances of unprofessionalism.
Thieves and
What's
murderers,
here?
the lot. People have gone missing here, you know. Poof.
Praise
Without a
Allah.
trace.
Praise-
If you could just tell me
Praise
why
Allah.
you were admitted.
Why halal? Allah. What?
What with a
Oh
pain
my
in my
God.
chest,
That's how you say
coughing
it.
up blood,
Praise-
and I get
Alhamdulillah.
awful
Praise
tired.
Allah. Ah,
This
nice.
is
Bad,
Alhamdulillah.
I've had
Alhamdulillah.
lost my house and all.
I see.
Praise Allah.
No one comes to
Why are you
visit
doing that?
Not even my own flesh and blood.
I'll come and visit you shortly. Good night, Miss Jones.
Good night, you wench. Brian Garden.
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
So Pippa. Okay, that's Bran again. That's Clay Cox. Yeah. Where's Dorothy Crane? Dorothy, where are you? Oh damn, she's far. Alright, cut the stream. Thanks for watching. If you have watched, please be sure to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content along the way. Yes, I was streaming. If anything.
I was asking these kind of questions.
Don't worry about it.
This fucking...
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm joking, guys. I'm joking.
I know you're joking. But please be sure to strike a like or comment. Like I said, it's been fun. Much more along the way, and I'll be streaming as well, Guardians of the Galaxy. So please be sure to look at that later on. Stay safe. Take care.